Eyes on me when I...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. 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 Non-stop. Non-stop. There's no rest for the wicked. No rest for Man United fans. I don't know whether you like this kind of stuff or you don't, but I can't stop. I can't stop this. I can't stop this. I don't know what to make of it. I really don't know what to make of Man United under INEOS. We thought things were going to get better under INEOS, didn't we? We thought things were going to be a lot more calmer, less of the circus type of stuff, less of this crazy stuff, you know, under the Glazers, under Woodward, you know, all these crazy moves we were making. And you just thought maybe under INEOS, we're going to get a little bit more calm and we're not going to be crazy like we have with the Glazers. But OMG. I cannot even make this up. Sorry, guys. My phone's off the hook as well. I'm getting messages. What the flip is going on? What is going on, man? I mean, we've barely got over Ruben Amorim sacking yesterday. And we are talking about Ole Solskjær coming back to Man United as caretaker manager. It's more or less done, I'm hearing. I'm hearing that it's more or less done. It's a matter of a formality. In fact, they've essentially agreed. They've shook on it. They've shook on him coming back. Unless something crazy happens in the next 48 hours, he's going to be our caretaker manager. Fletcher, he's a one game manager. He's come in, he's going to oversee the Burnley game, and then after that, they're going to give Solskjær the reins for the rest of this season. Solskjær. I mean, who would have thought? But guys, I swear this is a smokescreen. I keep telling you guys. I've been telling you guys from day one, right? As soon as we heard about Ruben Amorim getting the sack, I said to you, this is not about Ruben Amorim and his record. This is not about his win rate. We, as the fans, might be calling out his win rate as an issue. But trust me, these Glazers, these people behind the scenes with INEOS did not give a shit about his win rate. The only time they got cold feet and they got panicky and they've got rid of him in less than 24 hours, less than 24 hours, they got rid of him because he turned his guns on them. That's what happened. That's what caused them to panic and pull the switch. And they got rid of him. And now they're simply pulling the wool over our eyes, guys. This is absolute horrendous. Horrendous. Right? Look, I'm a huge fan of Ole. I told you earlier today, I think it was yesterday as well, I said to you, look, I like Ole. I like him as a player. I like him as a Man United legend. I remember Ole, of course, with the Champions League final, the winning goal, all that. I even liked him at the beginning of his tenure as manager of United. I love watching football under him to a point. But when things turned on Ole, things did not look good and they did not end well. Why do I have to remind everybody how things ended with Ole? I think it was a game against Watford where we lost. Against Watford. I think it was something crazy like a 4-something scoreline. I can't remember. If someone remembers, let me know. Search it. If you know, let me know. But that is what I remember. At the end of Ole's tenure as the manager, it wasn't all good. And I frankly felt sorry for him. I was like, oh, look, I don't want him to be upset. But look, this is it. We've got to move on. We've got to go and increase our win rate. We need to go and get a better manager. Now, Ole coming in, I'm not 100% off it, but I'm not 100% with it either. Let me know your thoughts on it. But it looks very, very likely now that Ole is, I think it's a matter of formality. I think we've had, whilst I'm on air, I've had messages come through that it looks like it's done. Let me just double check my feed as well, just see if anyone else. So we got we got Romano tweeting as well about 20 minutes ago that Ole is in advance. Well, this is done. I mean, I'm going off what I've been told, but them are obviously unconfirmed sources. You know, we need someone like from the A-listers to come out and say this, but this is Ole being confirmed essentially by Fabrizio Romano. When he comes and makes these kind of tweets, this is just him just waiting for things to happen, but he's already heard, just like I have from other sources, that this is done. I started getting the news around about 5 o'clock, saying, "Look, they've shook on it. That's what all I got. I got a message saying they've shook on it, and I was thinking, bullshit. This is not happening. They're not going to bring Ole back. Surely not. They've got Fletcher in. You might as well stick with Fletcher if you're going to bring Ole back." But then I started getting messages saying, "No, trust me, this is going to get done. This is happening." They've had meetings. They've worked out a plan. But I swear, this is INEOS just absolutely covering shit up, man. They're covering up their deficiencies. That's what they're doing with Ole. They know exactly how to play their fans. They're playing us like a violin. They are. They're sat there. I can just imagine Jim Ratcliffe just sat there on his guitar, just pulling the strings, ding, ding, because he knows exactly what to do with the fans. He knows what is going to distract us. And this is almost kind of a romantic type of gesture, isn't it? This is what most fans will get behind Ole. Even I would, because we link him not to the Man United manager job, but we link him to the great success of the treble and everything else that comes with it. Sir Alex Ferguson, the team that he was playing for, the players around him, everything. When you look back to Solskjaer, you think amazing. And I don't think there's been many people who'll come out and say, look, this is bad. But I'm nervous for him. Because I feel like, look, I don't want you to completely ruin your legacy. But the problem with me is I can see INEOS just doing this just to save money. That's all it's got. It's got saving money written all over it. It's got, getting your money's worth, getting a complete bargain, getting a complete freebie, and it's got INEOS written all over it. This is INEOS thinking, wait up, we've got Solskjaer here. It'll shut the fans up. Those fans who will not be happy with Fletcher staying till the end of the season as an interim manager. So, of course, I was saying I'm not going to be happy, but then they want fans to shut the hell up and say, okay, they know not many fans are going to come out and complain about Solskjaer. They're not going to say he's not good enough or he's this or he's that. Many fans don't have a negative thing to say about Solskjaer, but let's be honest, as a manager, it wasn't all glory, right? It wasn't. We need someone else who's got that experience, got that, real determination to take on the press and to take on the job and the players. Let's be honest, we've got some divas in this United team. We've got huge egos that play for Man United. The moment they come into Man United, they think they've hit jackpot and we've got problems. Will Solskjaer be able to deal with the players that he's got? That's the other question. And of course, long-term wise, will he end up getting the job as a full-time manager? It could happen. It could happen. But then there's crazy news going around everywhere. Let me go back, actually. Let me build up the picture for you. So we've got Solskjaer. It started earlier today where we were getting news about Ole Solskjaer looking, it was yesterday we were talking about Solskjaer coming in. And we said, look, Solskjaer's already put his hat in the race for becoming the next Man United manager. Then about a few hours ago, earlier this afternoon, I started getting news, and I saw this as well, where Jason Wilcox considers Ole as a prime candidate for the Manchester United interim manager role. Wilcox and Omar Barada view him as being able to affect results positively and restore a feel-good factor. more like they know Ole's not going to really go and say and go against INEOS. That's what it is. That's what I see. When they say, he can come in and bring positivity, I think they're going to ride on Solskjaer. That's what they're going to do. They're going to get someone who can protect them from the backlash of the fans. Because, believe it or not, fans will get impatient. Within the next couple of days, or next week, the fans are going to get pissed off. They're going to be like, wait up, what's going on? Like, okay, Fletcher, even if he gets a positive result against Burnley, fans are still going to be like, right, okay, so what's the long-term plan here? What is the long-term plan for Man United? You're surely not going to leave it in the hands of Fletcher, who is inexperienced. However good he might be, he's inexperienced. So what are you going to do next? And I'm sure lots of fans are going to end up saying, nah, this is not good enough. Whereas Solskjaer, you've got to remember, he's going to bring that, positivity. There's fans of the older generation who are going to be like, right, okay, they'll remember the good old days with Solskjaer under Fergie. And then there's the young fans who will see him and say, right, okay, yeah, actually we played some expansive football with him and it was exciting football. It was, don't get me wrong, it was exciting football. And yeah, from some of the managers, yeah, I think, look, I'd rather have him over certain managers. But problem is, it didn't end well. And I felt really sorry for Solskjaer himself, because you saw a broken man at the end of his career as a Man United manager. He didn't want to leave. He got forced out. And yeah, look, I don't know if he can even handle another sacking. I cannot. So unless they say, look, that's it, bang on, interim manager, and you've got to leave. You've got to leave. There is no additional job. We're looking for other. But how many times have we heard that before? Where, we're going to get a manager in after this interim manager, and then actually it doesn't happen, and then they end up giving the job to Ole. So I think that could actually happen. Now, then we got some further news actually saying that Ole and Michael Carrick both had been spoken to informally about the possibility of them taking interim charge of Manchester United until the end of the season alongside Darren Fletcher. It's expected that other candidates will also be called up, but that's not happening. I've been told that's not happening. There is no other candidates. There is no other candidates for the interim job. They've not lined anybody else up. They're not speaking to anybody. It is just Solskjaer. Solskjaer is the only name in the pot. So if you're talking about anybody else coming in, no one else is looking for the caretaker position, the interim manager position at Man United. The only person who's shown solid interest is Solskjaer, and he's got Carrick alongside him saying, look, us two can run the show. Give us the keys to the kingdom. That's what's going on. That's what's happened. And of course, INEOS are thinking, wait up, we've hit jackpot here. We've hit jackpot. Because we've got no money to spend on this club. We've literally paid almost 30 million to get rid of Ruben Amorim. And now this guy's turned up on our doorstep. He's knocking our door down and he's saying he'll do the job for free. And he will literally do the job for free. That's what's been said. I'm not even kidding you. We've got news coming out. Indicator News reported that Ole Solskjaer will be willing to work for free to become temporary manager of Manchester United Football Club. For free! He'll work for free. You know what? You've got to give it to him. The guy loves Man United. I mean, that is the love of the club, isn't it? I mean, you can't deny the guy loves Man United. You cannot deny that. But for free? Ole, come on, man. Come on. Why are you doing this to yourself? Come on. For free? Seriously? You're allowing these guys to just gaslight us all. You know what I mean? INEOS have been doing it for some time now. Earlier this afternoon, he was pictured outside a Waitrose shopping. He's gone out on his shopping trip, Ole. So he knew the limelight's back on him. He's back, being pictured there, going off to Waitrose, doing a bit of shopping before he strikes the deal. And he knew by then he's coming in to see the hierarchy, Wilcox and Vivell and Omar Barada. And yeah, guys, I'm waiting for it. I'm just waiting for another tweet to come in and just confirm what we already know. What I've already told you, that he's going to be the next big guy. And then we've got INDYCALER saying, exclusive, Ole Gunnar Solskjær has told Manchester United that he can make Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes, Benjamin Sesko and Amad Diallo the best attacking force in the Premier League with his attacking style. Look, I'm telling you, I actually look at that and I actually believe that. I look at that and think, whoa, we've actually got some crazy attacking lineup. That is a scary lineup. We've got one of the best assisters in the Premier League. Then we've got Mbeumo. We know Amad is sick. We know Cunha can put the ball in the back of the net. And then if we can just get Sesko cooking, right now, that's the biggest question mark. But this is crazy. And INDYCALER has said this before. He said this. And then actually there's another crazy breaking news. It's just crazy, man. Do you know what? These kind of days you wish for. Do you know when you're kind of bored and there's nothing happening and you're doing content and you're doing shows and it's like, you've got one storyline of something shit happening. Like, something like, someone scratched their arse today and I'm reporting that today. That's our Manchester United content for the day. That's the new Manchester United news. Someone at Man United scratched his arse and we're letting you know. We're letting you guys know. But this is crazy. These couple of days have been absolutely insane. Since I've not had to, I can't chill out. I can't bloody put my phone down. I can't put my phone down and think, right, okay, I don't need to look at it for a couple of hours. I can just chill out, watch a movie. I mean, the last time I actually put my phone down and had a bit of a chill time was Friday. Friday evening, I was watching the Batman trilogy. So I sat down and I thought, right, I'll watch a bit of this, and just chill out. And then, it's just been chaos since then. It's been absolute chaos. I mean, since Sunday, I can't remember how much bloody streams I've done. Bang, bang, bang. And even today, I wasn't scheduled to jump on at 6 o'clock. I was looking at 9 o'clock, 9:30. I'll jump on, relax and just chill out and talk about Fletcher's press conference that we have had and just go through the team news and look forward to the Burnley game. I did not have the news that Ole has shook hands and is ready to become interim manager on the radar. I did not. I swear I didn't. Although I did warn you guys that INEOS are going to do their utmost to put a giant smoke screen in front of all the fans' face and make them ignore what's just happened. Make them forget that they've just paid 30 million to Ruben Amorim, who's gone off into the sunset for doing jack shit. That's what they've paid him for. And they also want all the fans to forget that we are in the midst of a January transfer window. Again, they want everyone to forget about that. No one should mention the transfer window. Actually, we've got the perfect way to absolutely hypnotize all the Man United fan base, and that is, let's talk about bringing Ole to the table. Ole comes in, everyone's going to be talking about him doing what and whatnot, and if things go wrong, we'll just chuck it all on Ole. That's it. No one's gonna remember INEOS not making any signings in January, and no one's gonna remember that they got rid of Ruben Amorim by giving him 30 mil. That's what it is. They're not going to remember all of that. That's what they want everyone to remember. Look. This is crazy, and I've got some other crazy news. Apparently, Luis Enrique of PSG has rejected to sign a new deal with PSG. Yes, he doesn't want to extend his contract. I mean, what is this? The timing of this. And this has been reported by several different sources. This is one source, but INDYCALER, there's a few others who've also reported this. And this is insane. If he does not sign a new contract, he could be available. He could be available in the summer. And I know there's lots of fans about, saying that Enrique would fit the bill coming into Man United. But again, we were discussing this earlier. No manager who's worth anything will want to come to United and be dictated to by Wilcox. Saying that, there's been lots of reports coming out that Wilcox is on the verge of being replaced. Being replaced, guys, that's what is going around. Let me see if I can find something on that. I read earlier that Wilcox looks like he's going to be replaced. I don't think I got that here, but anyway, I've read and I've heard that Wilcox could be replaced. I find that really hard to believe. I just feel like if INEOS have backed Wilcox and got rid of Ruben Amorim, I don't think they're going to be moving Wilcox anywhere. I think they're going to keep him and probably just keep him there for time being. I don't think they'll want to rock the boat too much. Why would they do that? I mean, they've got a hierarchy in place. They're probably going to leave it there. Although Wilcox hasn't had a good time with Ruben Amorim, but I can't see him going anywhere right now. I think he's going to stay and then, maybe at the end of the season, see how things have gone. But we heard earlier today, I forgot to mention actually, I had that ready, which was Jim Ratcliffe himself made the call on Ruben Amorim, by the way. So if anyone's thinking, how did that go down? Jim Ratcliffe himself made the call and said, get rid of him. Get rid of Ruben Amorim. I'm sick of it. That's essentially what he said. He said, I'm sick of it. I want him out. And Jim Ratcliffe wasn't a fan of what he was seeing from Ruben Amorim. And to be fair, look, lots of fans feel the same. They do feel the same. Look, it's exciting times with Ole, but I also am fearful. I'm fearful that we're just getting lied to by INEOS. There's no plan to sign any major manager, no sign to do anything. All they are doing is buying time. They're buying time and they're doing a freebie. They're doing a freebie. That's what they're doing. They're making sure they don't have to spend any money and they're relying on ex-United legends to come in, step in and pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces that they've thrown on the floor because INEOS are a complete and utter joke. That's what it is. I'm going to go to the chat now, guys. I'll see what you guys have to say, everything in relation to Ole, because I guess that's the most interesting part of this show, finding out whether the fans themselves agree with this or disagree, whether they feel like this is a good signing or a good appointment or not. Let's see. Nish says, Fletcher press live chat was constant. Amorim in and INEOS out. People loved Amorim. Look, there's even now there's a clear distinction. There's two groups that are formed in this Man United fan base. I don't like seeing it. I really don't. But there's a clear group. There's one group who are all Amorim and another group which is all Amorim out. I don't like seeing it. We've got to be objective. I've said it many times. Look, I can see where the Amorim in guys are coming from. I can see why they like Ruben Amorim, and I can also understand exactly why the Amorim outers are saying what they're saying. Why would you start abusing each other? I have no idea. Can't do that kind of stuff, man. We are a club. We need to be united. We all have the best interests at Man United at heart, right? So, Nish, for instance, Nish is someone who's always been, look, Amorim needs to go. And I've always been somewhat in Amorim's corner, but I also understood exactly what Nish is saying. I mean, it was unacceptable. Half the shit that Ruben Amorim was pulling was unacceptable. The consistent, insistence on playing three at the back when it wasn't working, it's not a good thing. And I admit, that got him sacked. Eventually, that is what got him sacked because the fans turned against him. If Ruben Amorim was trying all sorts of different formations and systems and it still wasn't working, I think the fans would be on his side right now. The fact that he was so stubborn and refused to change anything about his system and change when we were losing, especially when he did change and it worked against Newcastle, I think that's what really turned fans against him, and fans were like, right, okay, that's it. Even those who were on the fence toppled over into Amorim out. And I must admit, I've kind of jumped from side to side, and I'm thinking, wait up, I like Amorim though. I really like him. I like the way he is. I like the way he comes across. I really like him. But then at the same time, I was looking at the bloody facts and I was thinking, shit, you know what? He's not doing well. He's not winning. And that is going to come back to bite him in the arse. And it eventually did. Because again, like everyone was saying, he didn't have enough credit in the bank with the owners who then decided to just sack him within 24 hours of him criticising them. If Ole is back, I hope to see the Ole Bruno back as well. Well, this is it. That is what is exciting people right now. What's exciting people right now is that we can finally bloody see these players in their positions. I can already see it right now. The 4-2-3-1 formation, man. It is gonna cook. We should cook in that formation, man. I swear it could be an absolute deadly formation with Bruno playing in his favoured cam position, just behind the striker. Can you imagine how many assists he could give us? Can you imagine? And then we've got a solid midfield as well. Do you know what? I don't even care what. If he plays a 4-3-3, I'll be happy. If he plays a 4-4-2, I'll be happy. Whatever formation he likes to play, it'll be a lot better than the three at the back. And that's what most fans want to see. I hear City are in talks with Amrin for a 5-year deal. They want him after Pep and want to fund his system fully. I think you're pulling my leg there, Nish. I'm sure you are. You can't be serious. You can't be serious. Jobs for the boys. There's no project, just vibes and nostalgia. That's last for 5 years tops. Well, this is it. I said to you earlier today, in the live stream earlier, I said, oh, look, do you know what INEOS are going to do? They're going to ride on this sacking of Amrin, and then they're going to bring in somebody else, whoever it is, and they're going to hope that we all kind of have this bounce back feeling for at least the end of the season, if not till next season. And by then, everyone's forgotten what INEOS are meant to be doing, which is rebuilding the bloody team, rebuilding the squad, rebuilding this club, fixing things up. That's what happens. With Ollie, that is what's going to happen. It's going to be all positive vibes. You know what Ollie's like. We all know what he's like. He's a babyface assassin, right? He'll come in, he'll smile. You can't look at him and think he's an arsehole, right? He's not one of those guys. He's just a nice guy. He's going to come in and everyone's going to get behind him. And rightly so. Rightly so. All Man United fans will get behind him. And to be honest with you, there's one factor that he will do, which is unite the fans. You know, the fans who are Amrin out and Amrin in, they all will get behind him. They will get behind him, not just because of, you know, his managerial, past at United, but of course, his legendary status as a Man United player. We will read a tease of the new JIT in the next few months. And it will be old yellow and green one. People will cream themselves over it. Deflect. Yeah, they are deflecting. Go on your own football club, please, sir. I don't know what that is. Ollie's done. Ollie is done. Yeah, Ollie's done. Rashi coming back for sure now. Barca can't afford him. Again, it opens up. It opens up some possibilities that, let's be honest, most of us are going to be like, wow, okay, this is pretty crazy, right? Rashi coming back, it's definitely on. It's definitely on. Either way, I bet Barcelona are kicking themselves. I bet Barcelona are thinking, shit, we should have just done the Rashford deal immediately, because now there is a strong possibility of, number one, Rashford looking back at United thinking, oh, I can go back there, I don't mind. And Man United have got control of the situation. They could quite easily say, well, we don't mind taking him back, or you pay us what his market value is, which is certainly not 20 mil or 25 mil. I think that's what they were proposing, something stupid like that. Elga, welcome, man. Hope you're doing well. I didn't think I'll be seeing all you guys this early. I'm sick and tired of it now. I'm sick and tired of doing this, but I've got to come out and give you the news, and I've got to discuss it, because this is big. This is massive. Ollie coming back to United is huge news, and not one we expected. I really did not expect this to drop today. So it's going to be Rashi left wing, Ahmad right wing, Mbumo 9 and Bruno 10. Kuna will be benched. Sesko benched. That's in at 6. Who's Twaits? In at 6. I don't know who that is. I don't know. And Cass, Bruno, Maguire, Shaw, Dallo, all leaving in the summer. Yeah, I can see them going. I don't know about Shaw, though. You know what I mean? That guy's like a cat with 9 lives, man. He carries on. He's carrying. I think he's going to retire, man. He's going to retire at United at this rate. Cost-cutting FC. I'm hearing Ollie's working for basically nothing. He just wants to help. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. I think it is literally free. I think they might pay his a taxi fare into Carrington every morning, and that's it. That's essentially what they might be doing. I think as soon as he turned up and said, you know, I work for free. I think Jim Ratcliffe ran over with the red carpet. I think he was that ecstatic that he's going to save some money, right? He's going to take a 3-year deal for about 20k a week. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the money. Ollie still have the money from the first time we sacked him, so he doesn't need money, mate. Good one there, good one. I like the banter, guys. I like it. Vibes FC. Ollie is the ultimate INEOS shield. He is. He's gonna come in and shield him from all the shit that's happening right now. Any backlash from the Ruben Amorim in fans, and there is lots. They're going to be watching. They're going to be watching, and INEOS are going to be on fraud watch, and rightly so. They're going to be on fraud watch. Even I'm on fraud watch for INEOS. I'm watching them, man. I'm thinking, right, okay, what's your flipping plan? What do you have planned for United? Are you a bunch of circus clowns, or do you actually know how to run a football club? Right now, the jury is out. Props to INDYCALE, because for months they say people behind the scenes wanted Amorim to change his formation and the move to 4 at the back. They also talked about interim before a permanent in the summer. Well, do you know what? I've said it on this channel many times before. I quote INDYCALE. I really do, because I go off whether his information is finally proven correct, and it is. And what he says, obviously, some of it I think gets lost in translation. Some of it isn't bang on, but he does come out with the information a long time before anybody else. And the reason being is because I've explained this situation to you. The likes of David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano, and the mainstream media, they can't put things out if they turn out to be wrong. INDYCALE has got the benefit right now of no one really takes him seriously. No one takes him seriously. So he can get things slightly off mark if he needs to. Not that he is, but if he does, no one's going to come out and saying, right, that's it, you've lost all your reputation. Whereas with Fabrizio, you can see even today with his tweet on Ollie, he's not gone the full hog and said, it's done. Do you know how most people are reporting it, saying it's done, it's done. Ollie is going to be announced as the new interim manager after the Burnley game. Right now, they obviously don't want to disrupt anything with Fletcher and stuff like that. So, but it's done. But he's not. Fabrizio's not gonna say that immediately, guys. If you're in the house, make sure you hit the like. It's just a little request, and I think it sends out the stream to other Man United fans. That's what it does. And if you're not already a subscriber to the Man United stream channel, hit that subscribe and support the channel. Come on, get in there, United. Come on, we've got to support these little channels like me. I'm on to 10,000 subscribers. We're gonna make it. In a matter of months, I think, in a matter of months, and soon I'll look back at the first 10,000 subscribers, and I swear I'll take down everyone's name. I'm going to copy and paste the first 10,000 subscribers, and when I'm on about a mil subscribers, I'm going to look back. I swear I'll come back looking for you guys. I will come back looking for you guys. I owe you one. I owe you big time, because the day oneers are what matters to me. I don't care what happens after this, but the likes of Jim and Nish and everyone who joins in, and we've got a few more now, Man United Way as well, and everybody else who comes on and supports the channel means the world, guys. Means the world. Anyway, enough of that emotional garbage and emotional blackmail. Back to the serious business of Ollie coming to Man United. Let's see what everyone else makes of it. Let's see. Manchester United Way says, managers like Enrique goes to football run clubs like Liverpool. You know, anyone remember Klopp? He said we are a circus, and that's why he rejected us then. Well, do you know what? I've got a friend who's got a big Liverpool fan channel, and he's on it like a car bonnet. I mean, Enrique and Liverpool, that's it. All the Liverpool fans are absolutely hyped. They're gassed about Enrique not signing his new contract because they believe that he's going to join Liverpool. So let's see. I mean, I think that they're in need of a new manager, aren't they? They're in need of a new manager, and it looks like Slot's days are numbered. Let's put it that way. I think Maresca sacking has set off a domino effect, and everyone's got balls now to just sack their managers. It's like, who's going to go first, isn't it? Everyone's watching, thinking, who's going to go first? I mean, Spurs went first with Big Ange and stuff, but I mean, from the big clubs, they were all watching, thinking, who's going to go first? Who's going to sack? And no one was expecting Maresca to get sacked, were they? I mean, I wasn't. I certainly wasn't. But it came out of the blue. And then it was like, right, okay, let's. I mean, and Slot, let's be honest, from all the managers, I'd even put him ahead of Ruben Amorim. I'd say he's doing a worse job across there. But actually, I take that back. I love Slot. I think he's the best manager ever, and Liverpool need to keep him. Do not. We are Slot in. We are Slot in. Keep him in there as long as you need, guys. We need him in there. He's a top manager for Liverpool. Love him. Nish says 100% guarantee Amorim goes to City and dominates with a proper squad. He's going to be invincible with proper funding. I don't agree. I can't see that happening. I really can't. I think he's sick of Manchester. I don't think he's going to come back. I think he's going to run out of here with his bags as soon as he can, and he's not going to come back. He's not. I think he's going to be like, right, okay, I don't want to. I think he would suit a club in maybe La Liga or back to Sporting maybe. I think that's what he's probably thinking. He's probably thinking, and we know his agent is Nuno Mendes. I think they're waiting for a big job, another big job. So they're probably looking to go and get him into another position with a steady club. United were always going to be a hard job to do because we've got owners who are complete arseholes, right? There's no two ways about it. They're just complete jokers. They don't have a clue. They don't want to put any money in. They've clearly lied to Ruben Amorim, brought him in, and then they've left him out, saying, right, okay, now we take back everything we said before we brought you here. No way City hire a manager that was sacked by us. Maresca resigned from Chelsea, so he can keep his hope for the City job. I think that could happen, but again, I don't think they'll go for Maresca. I think they'll go for a much more of a steady Eddie. They might even go for someone like Xavi. They might bring in a Timu version of Pep with Xavi. No offense, but Xavi's obviously not proven as Pep is. And if not Xavi, they might even go for Enrique. So that might be their next signing. They might go and bring in Enrique. I think the Man City board, or the people behind Man City, they take their decisions, in a different way to Man United. Man United almost bloody panic, don't they? They panic at every turn, at every corner, and this whole Ole situation, it's got panic written all over it. Because we were all surprised this morning, saying, why haven't they got a plan B? Why haven't they already got a manager tapped up? Why? Surely you knew Amorim, after the Grimsby game, was volatile and he might walk himself, or you might have to sack him. It was inevitable that this was happening. We could see the writing on the wall as fans for some time. We were all discussing it. It wasn't a secret. We were all saying, right, okay, Ruben Amorim is now hanging on with a thread. I mean, this goes back a month or so. In fact, in October, when Jim Ratcliffe came out and made that bloody statement saying that I'm going to give him 3 years, bullshit. This is why you can't trust these guys. Think back to when he gave that statement to the press and said, the press come out, journalists come out every week saying, you need this, you need a new manager and this and that. But no, we're going to give him 3 years. And in that 3 years, he can get whatever result he needs to get. And we were all like, oh shit, we're shafted now for 3 years. But and I said to you then, I said, that's bullshit. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He's not going to be given 3 years. This is just board talk. Yeah, this is what the owners do. They blow smoke up everyone's arse, but when the moment comes, they will pull the rug underneath his feet before even he can open his mouth. And that's exactly what's happened. That's what I'm hearing. City want him. They want him before he came to us. I think there was some talk about Amorim, but I think that's been affected. That after yesterday's sacking, I think Man United way is right. I think that's that will be a really bad move. I think Man City will look at it and think, no, we can't take on a manager who's just been sacked by Man United. But yeah, if he was to go to Man City, of course, they'll back him, unlike our owners, and actually get him the squad that he wants to play in that formation. I mean, that would be the worst nightmare, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to see Ruben Amorim anywhere near us right now. I want him to go and manage Sporting again, if I had the ideal situation in my head. Jim, hope you're doing well, mate. You have to remember, Amorim didn't get sacked for losing games. He got sacked for calling out the board. Exactly. This is it. This is what most people will forget. In a week or so, we're going to be talking about Amorim, and then the problem we've got is there's these fans who've been calling out Ruben Amorim's win rate and saying he should be sacked because of that. And they've literally just rolled ahead. They've steamrolled ahead, and they're just saying, oh, he's got sacked because of his win rate. He's got sacked because, look, we were right. They were not right. And look, and I'm saying this as an impartial. I'm saying as someone who's can see both sides. I can see Amorim the ins and I can see Amorim outs, and I'm sat there on the fence essentially looking at both, saying, well, actually I can see where you're right and I can see where you're right, but I can also see where you're wrong, and you're wrong as well. So the Amorim outers, no, he did not get sacked because you pointed out that his win rate was shit. Seriously, wake up. He did not get sacked because of that. He got sacked because, like Jim just said, he literally turned on the board. That's what happened. That's why it took less than 24 hours to get him out of Man United. If it was anything else, trust me, Jim Ratcliffe and the board didn't give a shit. If we ended up finishing 10th in the league, they would not have sacked him. I swear, because that was clear. That was made clear to us by Jim Ratcliffe. I'm not going to sack him for 3 years as long as he can show me some progression. That's what he was saying. And for him, the progression from 15th naturally would be 10th, and he'd take it. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine. We're moving up, slowly moving up. Ollie is definitely a nice guy. I mean, he literally cried when he left the club. You know, in mutual decision, they said then he cares for the club. I know. Do you know what? Manchester United way. That's why I'm nervous for him, man. I don't want this guy to go through it all over again. It's like that painful breakup, isn't it? And it's like your best mate, and he's going out with this girl, and she screws him over, right? She screws him over, cheats on him or whatever, and you see him break down, and he's upset, and it takes him months to get over the girl, and then he's back on his feet, he's doing his shit again, he's out there enjoying life. And then we're walking down the street and bang, he bumps into the same girl again, his ex. And she grabs him and says, oh, I want you back. And he's like, do you want me back? And he's like, yeah, I want you back. Okay, I'll take you back. And then he gets back with her. And you're thinking, shit, do I tell him? Do I stop him? Do I stop him? And you can't stop him, but you know how it's going to end, right? And that's what's nervous. They might end up going and get married. You don't know. But as a friend, as someone who's watching from outside in, you're probably thinking, shit, man. And that's essentially what I'm doing with Ollie right now. I'm looking at him thinking, shit, do you know what? I'm worried, man. I don't want him to cry again. That's what it is. Ollie come in to be a puppet, unfortunately. Yeah, look, this is it. We've all hit the nail on the head. We've said it before, right? We've said INEOS are looking for a puppet. They're looking for someone who's going to jump when they tell him to jump and sit when they tell him to sit. That's what happens with these type of coaches that are going to come in. And Ollie, let's be honest, he's turned up and he said, look, I'll come in and do whatever you want me to do. That's what's happened. Because he loves United. Look, there's no doubt in that. There's no doubt in that. The way Fletcher said he from Wilcox yesterday about taking charge, and nobody expected him to get sacked, yet they leaked so many bad stuff about their relationship lately. Of course they were going to do that. Of course, that is just the game. This is a game of chess that these guys are playing. They know exactly how to manipulate their fans. So they're going to drip feed. And I'm telling you, we're going to carry on getting drip fed negative press about Ruben Amorim until we get the new manager, the interim manager in in Ollie. Dave, welcome, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good time out in Norway, by the way, and you're back safe and well with family. Hope you had a time to rest and get over all the stresses of being a Man United fan. But anyway, goodness me, we would have thought that in 2006 we'll see Ollie, Bruno, Shaw and Maguire at Man United. Yeah. Oh God, man. Oh, it's like we're being thrown into a time warp and we've gone back into time. I swear, when I saw my phone and I saw Ollie popping off, and I was thinking, what's this? What is this? What is this doing on my phone? What is Ollie back doing on my phone? And yeah, it is going to be weird. It's going to be weird, man. It's going to be weird because look, we've been there, done that, and then it's going to be weird seeing Ollie come back. It's just going to be strange. And of course, with Carrick, we're hearing as well. We're hearing Carrick's going to come in with him. I do like that class of players. You know, the group of players, Carrick, Scholes and Keano, and you know what I'm on about. I mean, the guys who are properly successful at United, right? James, spot on. It wasn't about results. If we didn't speak out, he would still be here. I bet my life on it. Amrin goes to City, and then Manchester United way. They said in meetings between Amrin and Wilcox, he felt like he said he wants to quit. Yet they kept him in the hope he resigns and they don't have to pay compensation. But when the presser, when he did the presser, Amrin forced them. I think that's very accurate. That is accurate. I think there's times I showed you the clips of his pressers and you could see him deteriorating. You could see him almost asking to be sacked. And what's weird is if you go all the way far back as Grimsby, I felt like he was making a call to the board then saying, well, the players have said it loud and clear, and that's it. That's the end. Something like that he said, didn't he? He said, that's it. So for me, I think he was waiting for the board to pull the trigger because he didn't want to pull it. And yeah, it unfortunately came down to finances. And you can see why, because the guys walked away with a cool 10 mil. You know what I mean? No wonder he looked happy going for the walk this afternoon. We all love him so much, but I really don't want him to tarnish what he has done. Yeah, look, Ollie's a G, man. Ollie is a G. I like him. As a player, even as a manager, look, I loved watching some of the football that we played under him, but I thought he still got away. Do you know what hurt me? I'll tell you what hurt me. When they booed him, when they booed Ollie, some of the fans booed Ollie. I think in his last game, and for me, that was like, right, okay, shit, this is getting toxic now, right? You do not want a legend of the club to get booed like that, man. And for me, that's what I'm worried about now. I'm worried that he's going to be the scapegoat for INEOS, and things are much worse now than they were when Ollie took over last time. That's what I feel like. I feel like more people, more fans are really toxic now compared to what they were back in the days. I think now everyone's got an opinion. Everyone thinks that they're right. Everyone wants to be heard, and everybody is very, very happy to absolutely slate someone like Ollie without knowing his background, without knowing what he did for United. I mean, there's some young fans now who just literally probably don't even remember what he did, and they don't care. They're like, yeah, so what? F him, he can go and spin on it, he can do whatever. He's not good, he's shit, he's that. And I think there's a level of disrespect. I don't want him to go through that. I just really don't. Say what you want of Ollie, but I still think he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, man. He's a nice guy. As a Norwegian and United fan, I couldn't love that girl anymore. They said we're getting Ollie for free, so we might as well pay him Carrick and at least. Yeah, man. It's just you can't make it up, can you? You can't make it up. When I'm reading this shit, I'm thinking I have to check the sources, and I'm thinking this can't be right, and then I'm like, it is flipping right. Oh my God, you know what I mean? Like. Yeah, they called him so many names at Watford game, yet they sang Amrin's song until the end. Embarrassing. Yeah, look, Amrin's been shit as a manager. We've got to accept that. On judging just on his actual win rate, okay? What he got out of the team. Forget all the rest. Forget what he's good at. We know what he was good at in press conferences, talking to the fans and saying the right things and jeering up everybody and psychologically, putting you in a good place. He's a good speaker. He's a good articulate speaker, knew exactly what to say to who, and he would mimic those who were interviewing him and made you feel like, yeah, this is the guy for the job, right? You get 5 minutes with Ruben and he would talk. He'd sell ice to the Eskimos, this guy would, right? Perfect salesman, really good. But his win rate wasn't good. He was not good. With the way things are going, it seems it's going to be Ole and Carrick and Fletcher. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that it might be a three-way split with them three. Whether Ole takes the lead and he has the two assistants next to him in Carrick and Fletcher, I definitely can see that happening. Depending on what Fletcher does, he might take the option of saying, "Look, I want to do something else," or I think he's more than likely to say, "Yeah, I will," be part of this trio that takes United back to where it needs to be. It could actually work with that three. It could actually work. All three use the 4-4-3 and 4-2-3-1 system. Yeah, and that's gonna. You know what? That's gonna please. I think most fans that watch Man United right now will argue that our best formation would be one of those two. Bet the interviews from our manager will be a lot less now after Amrin's got sacked. Yeah, there will be. Yeah, Dave, Yep, and Travis are bang on. All three of them. Ole, basically the father figure, and the other two coaching. Yeah, I think that's exactly how it's going to be. It'll be Ole leading the way, but them two, steady Eddies, because Carrick and Fletcher, they kind of steady kind of characters. They're not going to come out and say anything crazy, but they'll keep the players grounded in the dressing room. It won't get out of hand. In fact, all three of them, I can't even imagine shouting at the players. I cannot imagine even them raising their voice, right? Maybe Fletcher, but Carrick, we know, is a gentle giant, and well, we all know what Solskjaer's like. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. I might come back later on tonight. I probably will, because I still need to cover the Fletcher presser. Okay, we need to do the presser that's just happened. I came on before it, whilst it was happening. And I want to go through that, see what Fletcher has to say, and see what happens in his game against Burnley. Of course, I do a night before preview of the game, so we'll do that. We'll discuss if there's any surprises. We're hearing Bruno Fernandes is fit, and Mason Mount is back as well, so we might get to see them two in action tomorrow. Hopefully even Kobbie Mainoo. Last I heard Kobbie Mainoo was doing a marathon somewhere. I can't remember. I think they saw him running and then going off somewhere, and I'm only kidding, but there's loads of memes going around about Kobbie Mainoo having a party last night, but I'm sure he's happy. I'm sure he's happy. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody, like always, jumping on, joining the show. I'll be back hopefully around 9 o'clock to do another update show on the preview. It shouldn't be that long, hopefully. And if anything changes in terms of getting any updates and confirmation of the Solskjaer appointment, I will, of course, bring you that in the evening show. Thanks very much.